Now who wanna move out on? If you got stripes and you let the city know you rock 'em, yeah, we got 'em, yeah, we fought 'em. Like that black and orange up on 'em. Bingo bottle, never stop it. To the beast and know 'em. Who they rockin' with the diamond stripes, flossin' on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen. We gon' show the world who king. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite.
Welcome to Bengals and Brews. It is fucking Thursday.
Woo!
We were on here Monday. I was bitching about TJ Slayton. I was on Iceman Show Tuesday. Had calmed down about that signing. Saw how it could be a piece. And it still can be. But then we still haven't done shit since then. And it's Thursday.
No.
And yeah, so my thumbnail for the show is that meme picture that's like, our expectations were low. But holy fuck, or so I don't even know.
This is ridiculous. Yeah, this is
fucking,
where the hell are the guards at?
I don't know, man. Like, how do you not sign a guard? Yeah, and if he signs elsewhere, we're all the meltdown is going to be an epic.
I'm gonna lose my damn mind
because Zeitler signed and it was like, oh, that was my backup plan for me and you, you. There's still Brandon Scherf, whatever.
Yeah, those are my two right now. That's it.
And I would have liked two of them, but we know
I
that's
want
not
both
happening.
of them.
The Bengals basically said, "You'll take Cody Ford and you'll like it." That's the guard.
Yeah,
he's playing both guard spots.
Yeah, he's gonna play. Or Ted Karras is going to play center and guard at the same time. Ted's very, very flexible, apparently.
Who day to everybody in the chat?
What's up?
Appreciate y'all tuning in. Andrew says, I read where the Bengals could tag T for a third time next year.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I don't even want to think about it, man. I mean, is it possible? Sure. I don't want holdouts. Like, that's one thing for free agency got close. I was like, the thing I don't want is dragging our feet with things. So we go into free agency and we're not aggressive. Well, that part's already happened.
Out the window.
And then the next part would be going into camp and team chemistry and holdouts and getting off to a slow start because, well, we're kind of known for that now.
I got to drink. Keep going. I got to drink.
Yeah. So it's just not been good. And Jerome, can this team do anything? I mean, you will get Cody Ford and you'll like it.
Right now, we have the exact same team we had last year plus TJ Slayton. That's it.
Yeah, but
it's cheaper. But that's all we got. That's
You're kidding me, right? Because
no, I'm not. I wish I was. That's what's driving me nuts.
But I was told.
I want to just pay more money for the same team we had last year. We have other needs, and I want to go after those needs as well. Again, I don't.
Where the hell is that? Where's that at?
Yeah. And that was our expectations for you were low, but holy fuck.
Exactly.
So where is that aggressive mindset? Where is that we need to add more pieces? Because I'm telling you, Samaje Perine and TJ Slayton and Oren Burks, fine pieces, good depth, whatever. TJ Slayton may start, especially as a run defender in your base defense on running downs. Fine. How much better are you by adding TJ Slayton with the rest of the team from last year and no idea the situations with T and Trey Henderson?
None. Well,
and Jamar, that's just that I assumed was going to be like a training camp drama already if there was no deal around that time.
I hope not. Can Samaje, can he play guard? He's a really good.
He said he's been working on his blocking the last 2 years.
So maybe they plan to put him at guard. Maybe that's what their plan is. Slash Ted and,
I mean, he does have a mean-ass beard.
He does.
It's got to count for something.
You would think so. But yeah.
Is that the plan? Ford and Kirkland? Because they brought Kirkland back. Ford and Kirkland are your starters. Matt Lee.
Right now.
Zach Harris, that's your interior depth. I just don't. Andrew Stuber, is he still around? Like, what are we doing?
That's all they have. Ford, Kirkland, and maybe Volson.
Gatto, I thought of that too when I seen that because there be familiarity. He didn't play, I think, at all last year because of an injury. But Andrews has been the center in New England. So him and Ted would already have some chemistry if that guy came in as a center and Ted back to left guard or whatever, they kind of played together. I think that's how they did it in New England. It could have been flip-flopped. Either way, one of them center, one of them guard.
They would have to sign
but they would still
him. And they
it's a thought, right?
signed anybody. It's a thought.
As of now,
Yeah.
we're kind of open to ideas. So.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm not good with anything, but I want them to do something.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, I prefer Tevin Jenkins. I prefer Sheriff. That's what I prefer. You know, I want both of them because we need two guards.
We got the sheriff,
That's the thing, though.
but we didn't get the deputy because he was too expensive.
What drives me nuts is we need two guards. I mean, Cody Ford, I think he had a great year last year. He's not a starter.
Yeah, he's a perfect backup fill-in. Somebody's out of game. For position versatility. Someone gets dinged up during the game, he can go in.
Yeah.
You don't have him penciled in as a starter. They didn't like they're penciled him in as a starter, but then they go, well, maybe we can just roll with it.
Maybe you can. Like, it's just no. And the thing is, I've switched. Like, I was pissed off about the edge. We didn't get anybody. I'm like, okay, well, all right. Then we're gonna concentrate on guard. It's day 4 of free agency.
There's not much out there. It's
two guys.
And you've done that. So we, as a fan base, you know, maybe we're all just dumbasses. This whole fan base is stupid, right?
I'm fine.
I'm a dumbass, but I don't think the whole fan base is.
I am definitely dumb.
But I think as a fan base, we would have said, okay, if they can upgrade, and this is keeping Trey, upgrade pass rush.
Yeah.
Because with Trey, we had no secondary pass rush. Nope. So we were thinking, go into free agency. Don't just rely on the draft because you need more than just one even. You add some edge and some D-tackle pass rush. Have we done that?
No.
Have we done that?
Nope.
No.
Add depth.
And the other thing, you release Kappa, as you should have. Volson was benched before you had to put him back in because of injuries or whatever, as he should have been.
Mm-hmm.
So we thought you need to upgrade at guard because we had the worst guard tandem in the fucking NFL.
Yes.
Have we done that?
No. Is he the other thing?
Well, are we stupid for being annoyed that we're in day 4 of free agency and you haven't upgraded at all? At all. The biggest thing. Plus, you got the Jermaine Pratt situation out there. And Oren Burks, a career journeyman, while solid as a linebacker 3, is that your plan? Are you just hoping Pratt plays and he's happy here when he's been a locker room issue in the past?
And the thing is, with them cutting Kappa as early as they did, I'm like, all right, well, they got a plan. They got somebody. That's why, again, I thought first day they were going to come out with at least one guard because you cut Kappa because they don't cut players unless they have somebody else. And they cut him. And he got picked up by the Raiders for $11 million, which I still think is crazy. But
it was a little crazy.
Yeah, but it's day 4 and we still don't have anybody to replace Kappa. It's like, what do you? I mean, I understand the guard market went up. Well, you know what? Then you got to roll with the punches, baby, and you got to spend more money. And you're not. And it's driving me freaking nuts. Somebody tweeted out to me, Heather Brown tweeted out to me today. She goes, I really have a feeling that they're going to do something big. I would love to know what the hell it is because trading Trey Hendrickson probably isn't in the cards.
I thought Gatto. I thought it was a good idea, brother. Like, neither of us were shitting on it at all. We're you know that like it's an idea. It's not like I don't think we're at the point to where there's not an ideal scenario now.
Yeah,
and you know, I was trying to have a little hope last night. Like, okay, there's still Draymond Jones out there. Boom, off the board, 1 year, $10 million. And it's just like, oh, it's just the options keep dwindling. You know, for how you improve it all, especially pass rush wise. Maybe Calais Campbell, but he's still 38. We don't know if he'll sign, and we've never seen the Bengals show an interest in him, and we've been clamoring for it. Like Dalton Risner, it's like those two are almost like imaginary. They're imaginary for us as Bengals fans.
Well, it's like bringing back Kevin Zeitler. We've been saying that the last couple of years, and that they don't even think about that.
And what a freaking career, man! His PFF grades, everything, his durability. I was looking at that the other day, and I was like, my God, what a career, man! Just the definition of stone cold solid being almost 35 years old.
Just think if they would have kept him, he'd still be our guard. Still.
Yeah.
If they would have kept him.
That's a high level.
Solid guard.
Yeah. Yeah, KP. They think signing Sample was earth-shattering. And see, it just sucks because I had said, like, I'm surprised the Bengals haven't brought Cam Sample back. He wasn't able to play all last year, tore an Achilles before the season. I like Cam Sample, but he's not like, oh, this guy's going to really make waves as a pass rusher. That part that we're missing.
It's a depth
But
piece.
he's a good solid guy to fight for a roster spot. Shouldn't even be guaranteed one, depending who you draft. But I like the move of bringing him back. I still think there's something with him moving him inside. I'll continue to say it until he's not here or it never happens and he's not here, right? That because we've seen it at like the Senior Bowl and stuff like that. Right. It's like, oh, this guy moves inside from edge at coming out of Tulane. Oh, he's got a little something there. So it's like when you pick him in the 4th round, it's like, okay, I see that. And they just have never really used him that way that much that I thought. So I'm not again. It just sucks. It sucks for him. They're almost sucks for Marco Wilson. We had Marco Wilson Tuesday. We had Cam Sample Wednesday. Yeah. Like, this is the first days of free agency. Yeah. Sorry, guys. If this is the only move we make, we're a little annoyed. And I promise you it has nothing to do with you two
It's
guys.
not hate on you guys. We're just irritated with the organization. I'm glad Cam Sample is back. I want him back on the depth piece. I'm glad Samaje is back. I didn't want him to leave in the first place. I'm glad they got Joseph Ossai back. I'm glad with these. These are guys that we've already had that are on our team, or we brought them back. We need guys that are more, I don't want to say more talented, more impact. Impact players is what we need. That's what we need. And like I said, I've given up on defense. I don't think they're going to sign anybody. That's why I
feel bad for Al Golden too.
Yeah. He's like, hey, you want to come back to the Bengals? Yeah, here's a big pile of shit. Go fix it. What are you doing? Like, do they think Al Golden is
Al Golden? We want you to cook. Here's your ingredients, and it's that thing where it's like you get nothing.
Right. Do they think he's a miracle worker? I mean, I think he's a good defensive coach, but geez, you got to give him some damn talent.
All right, before my head explodes, because we'll get back to bitching in a minute. Take a deep breath here.
Ooswa.
Oh, and then Santori pops in right when I say let's take a break from bitching, knowing that like he's gonna.
He's been waiting.
But I want to mention KB Art here because he's in the chat. And he's like, sign somebody, right? Get Jenkins done. But KB is supposed to provide. And KB, I think maybe you put out an update on that on Twitter. But if not, maybe you should because it was awesome. You sent me one the other day that he's working on. That's maybe a little Burrow, little Tecmo Bowl action. That's without giving too much away. I got the Von Bell one back here. The duck hunt that I absolutely love. I've got Money Mac. I mean, hopefully he has a better season. I've got one in the house, Burrow. Got a bunch of KB stuff. KB's the man. But KB for the Project Game Day event, which we also announced, Jordan Battle, by the way.
Yeah.
That I'm trying to get some positivity here. Now, don't hate on me, right? Don't hate like, fuck you. Why would I pay $30 for this ticket for charity? Fuck charity. The Bengals suck. I understand.
It's going to be fun. It'll be a blast.
We can all yell and drink beer together.
Yes.
And throw footballs at bowling pins at this event.
Yeah.
So I hope you all come, and it does help charity. Even though, is that kind of torturing people with disabilities and military veterans to make them go to Bengals games now?
It might be.
Maybe this is torture. I probably shouldn't have said that out loud on the show. But KB is supposed to provide a print or a canvas of this phenomenal thing as something to do for like a raffle. We're off and running, Jeff. It's going to be one of those days.
We got 2 shows. We're going to go to mine after this. Holy shit.
But KB is the man, and he may have a booth there, maybe not. Depends on kids, but I just want to shout out KB Art. And if you guys, I've got shoes from him. I've got magnets on my fridge. I've got stickers. I just love what this man does, and he's become a solid friend of mine. We don't see each other all the time, but it's just one of those friends. You can text like, he's come on the draft show a couple times on the thing, and it's like, all right, man, this is my dude. So shout out KB Art. And shout out Jordan Battle for going to come to the Project Game Day event.
Dan doesn't see a lot of people.
That's pretty damn cool, man. That's pretty damn cool.
That's very cool. That is all. Jordan Battle is awesome. Were you there when we met him at Midwest Best a couple years ago? Were you there?
No, I wasn't. That's what
Corey was there. Yeah, he's a cool dude. I like it.
So I'm excited. And shout out Joey Cook because I think he helped set that up.
3-baller.
Yeah, man, he's a good dude. He's been on the show before. I like that guy. He does a lot of stuff with Jackpot Joey and Maddie and the golf event too, and a lot of good things. There may even be something with that golf event, like a collaboration. I'm saying too much. All right. Hey, Santori.
Hi.
How are you?
Woo. We were on a heater before you came in. Where the hell you been, first off? Where the hell you been?
I was 100% sure that this started at 4:30, and I was like, I'm 15 minutes early, and then it said live, and I was like, whoop, shit.
It's usually 3:30, and I said 4.
Yeah, because we're only doing.
But I see where you can put those two things together.
We're doing an hour to an hour and a half here, and then we're starting at 5:30 of mine, and then we're going to. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, dude, Gatto, I never get this clip out of my head. It's lived in my head. I watched Hard Knocks. I loved Hard Knocks back then and watching those. And Katie Blackburn and her negotiating. And then Mike Brown, when he greets his first round pick. You picked this guy, Mike. Man, you're kind of a fucking fat ass, bro. You fat fuck. Welcome, you fat fuck. He's so excited to meet Mike Brown. He walks in. Oh, Mr. Brown. And Mr. Brown's like, you need to lose some weight, you fat fuck.
Yeah, I showed Ashley that this morning. She'd never watched Hard Knocks. That
was Andre Smith, wasn't it? Wasn't that who that was?
Yeah, it was Andre.
It was a really good player.
Yeah.
For us.
And Ashley was like, what the hell? And I was like, yeah, that's how it started, like 15 years ago. So this is what
Katie is so passive aggressive, right? Like we have known this for the people that watched this before.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are just getting a taste of it.
They're walking in the elevator, and he's like, "You ready to get a deal done?" She's like, "You ready to sign one?" And I'm like, "Oh God." You have the money. She's like, we have it when you're ready. And I'm like, God damn, Katie, like this is not how we're supposed to do this.
All right.
Do you want to talk me and Jeff off the ledge?
Yeah, I was going to say, we were kind of went on for about 15 minutes for you to see.
I had to, like, when you got here, I just said, let's take a break. We just went whoosha. And because we went 15 minutes of straight bitching in a row. And my head was like, ooh, buddy.
His face is getting about as red as mine.
Yeah. It's not
good. What am I walking you back from? Like, what's the scenario? Just overall or what?
Yeah, we haven't signed anybody yet.
So Is there an avenue in your eyes to even come out feeling decent about this free agency before the draft starts? Before the draft.
Like a collection of players we could sign, or feeling better about my front office moving forward? Because they're two different answers.
I'll take fucking either one that you can give a fucking glimmer of positivity.
Well, sure. The biggest things in football, once you have a quarterback, right? The two things, and you and I have talked about this endlessly. You've got the quarterback. So the next two things are to protect him and disrupt the other quarterback. They haven't really addressed either of those yet. We know that this is a good draft class for disrupting a quarterback. And, typically if the draft is heavy in one thing, you wait till the draft. You don't want to spend money on something that you don't necessarily have to. And that is a decent business approach when you're trying to maximize your cap space, right? You don't need to spend $20 million on somebody if I know I can get one in the second round for $2 million. That is just smart. Call it what it is. So the inverse of that is now we need to protect Joe, which is something that they have been horrible at for the last 5 going on 6 years. You have a center, you have a left tackle, you have a right tackle, you need guards. Is it a decent guard draft? I'll let you elaborate on that more, but it's okay. It's not loaded. There are still adequate guards out there. And the thing is, they were so bad at that position last year. It's going to be hard to not improve. But you also need 2 of them. If they only needed 1, I wouldn't be concerned. But you need 2.
We'd feel a little better thinking you got 1 spot to fill, and at least Cody Ford, before you get a rookie in the draft for competition with Cody, you could see a vision for 1. Right. The problem is right now it's 2. Yeah, I agree.
If my depth is Cody Ford and Volson, yeah, I feel good. But right now, those are your starters, and I feel horrible about that.
Yeah, exactly.
However, even after free agency and even after the draft, your roster's still not set. There's going to be guys.
Hold on, time out, because this is important to interrupt you with. So, Money Marshall says your hair is looking. You look fantastic today. So
Thank you.
But continue.
Thank you. Everybody assumes that once free agency is over, you've lost a large portion of what you can to fill out your roster, and there is some truth to that. But there's free agency, there's the draft, there's the waiver wire, there's the guys that are going to get cut when the rosters are settled. You can still trade for players. There's undrafted free agents. There's a million avenues to fill out your roster. what they've done in a vacuum, each of the moves that they've made, I haven't necessarily disagreed with. The issue is these are moves that you're hoping they make in day 3, day 4, not day 1, day 2. If they come out with someone like a Tevin Jenkins or a Dalton Risner, and that's one of the two guys, yeah, I feel better about it. I feel better about the roster. I still don't feel good about the front office because you see how they're treating the Trey situation. You see how they're treating the T situation. You see how they've treated filling the void of protecting Joe Burrow with any level of urgency. They're still operating the same exact way. So faith in the franchise moving forward, no. I don't necessarily – I'm not going to get that regardless of what they do.
They are who we thought they are.
Can I still feel good about free agency? Sure.
We have a chance, right? There's still an avenue.
That's what's holding.
It's like 10% avenue, but yeah, there's still
it's dwindling.
Like for me, it's just guards. That's it. If they could sign, I'm with you. They've got to sign 2.
Or at least, honestly, guard-wise, at minimum, one that you feel this is a plug-and-play starter.
Well, like I said before Satori came on, they cut Kappa. So they were already planning on signing one. Where the hell is that guy at? What happened?
The other thing that I think is kind of holding everything up is the Trey situation, right? Because right now we're in limbo on do we even have a number 1 pass rusher? Because as it stands,
which is why it should have never got to this, to where you came into the beginning of free agency and didn't either have his $16 million to use elsewhere and go other pass, and because now you can't upgrade it.
Again, when I asked the second question of do I feel good about the front office moving forward, no, it's these situations that are going to prevent that. This is where you kind of have a weird duality, because if you ask the fans, Trey's not here. Right. The common fan is going to say, well, he wants a trade. We're struggling for a contract. If you put a gun to their head right now, they're going to be bleak about it and say probably not. The Bengals, on the other hand, know that, well, Trey went out and found his market and we can't trade him away because, and quite frankly, I think they're going to put it back in Trey's ball or put the ball back in Trey's court because of the way his agent acted. Supposedly, I think Colleen Wolfe put this out there, that Trey's camp told the Bengals they were going to get a 1. That's the kiss of death when you promise Mike Brown what you're going to get for him. That hasn't materialized. So
I just want to interject too with the 1 conversation, because that's something we thought too. Like even getting a 1, then maybe you could get a deal done.
James reported that too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I want to say though, I was listening to Trags on your show yesterday, Jeff, and he was saying I think they want a 1+, which there's some reports of that too, not just Trags.
Well,
I'm not trying to put Trags on blast, but a 1+, maybe like a mid-round pick.
Right.
And a lot of that's probably, and with the report from Diana Rossini today, that's probably what it is. They're probably like, I want a 1st and a 3rd rounder.
Well, because they want to if they're going to trade Trey, they wanted to have a shot at replacing him, which isn't going to happen unless you get the kid from Penn State.
But do you think it's a 1st and a 3rd, Santori? Since we're talking about Trey, do you think it's the 1st? Because I just wanted to interject on that, because I know when it first came out, I was like a 2nd and a 3rd or 4th.
Yeah, I have no clue.
Or a 1, like a end of the 1st round makes sense.
We've been told it's 1+. And here's the thing. The teams that report to Diana Rossini are going to be on the high end, and they're going to try and make the Bengals seem worse than they are.
Oh,
the Bengals are going to come back and say, no, it's only a 2. So it's always going to be somewhere in the middle. So to my guess is it's probably truly a 1 or a 1 and a 4 or a 1 and a 3 or a 2 and a 3 that they're asking for.
Well, that's the thing, story is this team's got to give a 1 and a 2 or a 1 and a 3, and then they got to sign Trey.
I want to put myself in the Bengals headspace. So we know how the Bengals operate. It's also especially now that there's nothing on the edge market, they might actually not be thinking about trading him at all.
And that's what I was getting back to is if you want to put yourself in the Bengals headspace, which is a scary place to be, but right now for the fans, it might be soothing. If you're Mike Brown or Katie or Duke or whoever the hell is running the show for this particular saga of events, right?
Yeah.
Trey now knows his market. A trade cannot be materialized because of what Trey has told you guys.
Yeah, that's funny.
Right? So if you're the Bengals, He's under contract. I don't have to trade the guy. I've got him for 16 if he decides that if he decides that I'm not trading him, which is ultimately my decision. I have him for 16. Now, Trey may come back and want to negotiate a long-term deal, which at the end of the day, I think both of them want. But
they should. They both should at this point.
If that can't materialize, the Bengals in their back pocket know he signed. I got him 1 year. I think it's 18 or whatever it is, right? So there's not really incentive for the Bengals to go out and trade him unless they could really be blown away, because he's not costing them money. If they do trade him, they are going to have to replace him. If they don't trade him, I have an elite player for very, very affordable margin that I don't have to worry about replacing. Now, the other side is people go, oh, Trey can hold out. He's 31. Do you want to hold out at 31 years
old? But
old?
it's the risk of he holds out, slow start. He's not necessarily in – because you can be in shape and game shape and play ready, you know. And we already get off to slow start. So that's why that scares the hell out of me. But I do understand what you're saying. Like, at the end of the day, is he going to miss out on $16 million and becoming an unrestricted free agent? And they could tag him, but I think if it got to that point, they would say, play on the 16 and we'll promise not to tag you.
I mean, I can go even darker. What if they force Trey to play on the final year of his contract and they don't sign T to an extension and they force him to play on the tag?
Right. If you want to think about how the Bengals operate, which is save as much cash as possible, right? They don't like cash. They don't like dead money. In their eyes, the best case scenario for the Bengals this year is Trey to come back and play under his remaining contract, and then they think about it again next offseason once they get their, that check that they get for shared revenue. The most affordable thing for the Bengals, and that's how they think, is to let Trey play out his final year. And then they don't have to worry about T's tag. They don't have to worry about T's extension. Because normally when we say an extension saves you a little bit of cap space, with Trey's situation, it does not. Trey is not going to save you cap space, and Trey is not going to save you cash. It only hurts the Bengals financially to bring him back on a longer deal in this scenario. So in their eyes, they're going, if I don't have to, I'm not going to. So you might as well jack up the trade value and see what you can get, because if they don't get what that super high value is they're asking for, Trey has to come crawling back, and they know that. So they either get Trey or they get a shit ton of reward back, and they understand that the ball's completely in their court and they have all the leverage.
And it's a shitty way to do business, but it's the way they do business.
That's the reality of it for Trey Hendrickson.
I don't disagree. I can't disagree. So let's get to this super chat from Dustin. Thank you, sir. $5. I am in on picking up the picks. Well, I know, Dustin, we've had this conversation.
Dustin's been on that for months.
I will be right back.
Look at the Eagles line last year. The Eagles that also signed Josh Uche, which was another defensive pass rush specialist we could have got. But anyways, I'll keep reading your super chat. The sack leader had 8 sacks. This is a great class. Not a bad time to make a trade. Yeah, their leader had 8 sacks, but we don't have the guys that they had. No one's on the screen. You were left all alone, Jeff.
I was.
I just had to fill up my rum, and then was ripping a heater because Santori was on a roll, so I was like, "This is the perfect time to do it."
Yeah,
and then he leaves.
Like that. I actually was typing. I streamed this to my channel now, like you did for me the other day.
I had talked myself into being okay with trading Trey for like a end of the first round pick.
I was, if they signed
prior to the free agency frenzy.
Yeah. How
do you upgrade? You can't do it just through the draft. You cannot count on your draft to hit the interior defensive line and pass rushing, and you needed another edge pass rusher too.
Dude, all right. I'll say this. Dale, just think about this. The last time the Bengals drafted an impact player from the draft was Jamar Chase. That was the last one.
I mean, Mims was a very good starter.
It's 1 year, and I agree. But I mean, as far as we got 2 years in a row.
Well, I meant I was thinking impact, right away, because the first year is hard for a rookie to come in.
I agree with you, Mims. But I mean, that's 2 guys in 3 drafts. That's it. I mean, we drafted Jamar in What, 2021, and then we drafted Mims last year.
Yeah,
That's it.
Who was it? Well, yeah, because Dax was sitting behind. Who
Yeah.
was the other first-round pick in there? I should know this. I'm not in the right. I am not in a good headspace today. I'm just
before Dax.
No, it would have been after Dax, right?
After
Who was our
Dax?
first-round pick?
Murphy. Who?
Murphy. Yeah,
Murphy,
we have
Murphy,
it. Yeah,
yeah.
yep.
Yeah, Murphy was
Thank
like
you,
Dax,
Santori. Yes, and we certainly wasn't an impact, right? Still waiting on the impact coming into year 3. And even the other picks, like the Jordan Battles, the DJ Turners, they've done stuff here and there.
Yeah, but nothing.
But your top 3-round picks, you're not getting like an immediate contribution that season typically from them, like you hope for.
And that is the problem. And our free agent class, we've got Orlando Brown. And who? I mean,
and Orlando had to come to them. I always go back to that.
Yeah, he called them. James Rapine said it on his live stream the other night that Orlando called them. They weren't going to call him. Like, that's just ridiculous. Why wouldn't you just pick a phone up like, hey, this is Katie Blackburn of Cincinnati Bengals. Is Orlando interested in coming here? Oh, he is. Oh, okay, cool. Just call them. I mean, they don't even call the people. That's like, I don't. How hard is it to make a phone call?
I understand what Sage is saying, like Chase Brown, but we're talking. I am talking year 1, when you draft, because we're talking this year, right? We have Joe Burrow. We missed the playoffs the last 2 years. I want to get back there and try to win a Super Bowl. That's my goal. And yes, Chase Brown, very good 5th-round pick. But that first year, he had 1 or 2 good plays, big splash plays that got us excited. And then he took off this year, but that's his 2nd year.
What I mean, impact players. I mean, year 1, you come in and you make an impact, and you're like,
hit the ground running. Yeah,
exactly. That's an impact.
You're playing at least.
I mean, you can look. Jordan Battles made it. Look at that one. Jordan Battles made an impact when he's got a chance to play. Yeah. So I mean, it's not. I mean, an impact day in, day out. That dude was good from day 1. That's an impact player to me from the draft.
Well, and when we're talking what we're talking, like a guard, he would have to play all the snaps, or a defensive pass rusher, we're expecting to play 50% of the snaps. Yeah. And we can't say Murphy's done that. We can't say Jordan Battle's done that. DJ Turner's done that.
Osai.
Hill's done that. Osai's even done that. Like, there's been a lot of misses. So to strictly rely on that because you get an extra draft pick, as much as I love the draft and think I could do it for him, because I'm an egomaniac, and I
wish you would. Maybe you do a better job.
But I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying, though? Like, you really can't. It's such an inexact science. The teams get it wrong more than they get it right all the damn.
Which, I mean, a lot of teams do. I mean, it's not an exact science. It's just you can't miss as much as the Bengals have missed the last 3 years. They have missed a lot.
And the Eagles, remember we went through that on your show after they won the Super Bowl, and I pulled up their draft classes. And if you hit on your picks within the last 3 years, that's your best opportunity to go to the Super Bowl, regardless of who else is on your roster. A lot, not completely, but a lot, right? Because they're getting such an impact right away from young guys on rookie contracts.
Yeah, they're cheap guys, and they're making plays. That's what you want. Are you done eating, Santori?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and it could have been undrafted free agent Devontae Maxwell, but he got hurt. You're right, Ryan. As Ryan's guy, Ryan will die on that hill, baby. And I respect it. Yes, Okazel says so. In like the last 50 draft picks, they hit on like 3 of them. And the thing is, with Lou, we're hoping with Al Golden it's a little different, but it's still no guarantee they're good if they're playing more, right? But Al sounds like he's going to give guys more of an opportunity. Lou wasn't willing to give a lot of these guys more of an opportunity. He just he likes his vets. And the Colts, guess what? They were giving him vets when free agency opened. He's like, what the hell? You're giving me this big money corner that's proven, this big money safety? What is this? What? We're allowed to do this? We're allowed to get top of the market, guys?
Well, the Bengals gave him vets. They gave him Mike Scott.
Bottom tier.
Nick Scott, whatever the hell his name was.
Yeah, Nick Scott.
Whatever. How'd that work out?
They gave him Michael Scott from the fucking Office. As safety.
I was thinking the Houston Astros pitcher.
Fuck me. I was thinking my cousin Mike Scott. Shout out Mike Scott. Owns the Donut Distillery down here in Portsmouth, Ohio. Shout out Donut Distillery. I mean, why not, right?
I keep looking at Twitter hoping I see something, but I don't.
What else we want to bitch about, right? There's so many things, right? There's just so many things. We've done very minimal. It don't need to be an entire bitch session, but
no. I mean, I was looking this way. All right, let's go this way. So the Bengals
headspace.
No, the Bengals could save this. At least on the offensive line, they could save this. Now, this is where I'm hoping. If they can sign 2 guards, let's say, if I keep saying it, they sign Tevin Jenkins, they sign a Sheriff, and then they go, say, Nolan drops to us to 17, and then you get another edge and a linebacker in the second, third round, that which you could, because this is a very deep defensive draft, then I'd feel a lot better about it. Now, those guys, they got a hit on those guys in the draft, and we just talked about how they haven't in a while. That's what would make me feel better. If they get 2 guards, I will go from a C to a C plus.
No, you'll go to a B for Boner because you'll just be so excited. It's like they're starving you, you know? So it's like, it's not a steak. Like, fuck, you'll take a caterpillar at that point if you're starving. I mean, you just need substance.
That's why I take the center from the Patriots to move Ted to guard too. But but honestly, if they get 2 guards, it will make us all feel a little better. A little better. It
would. One guard would make me feel better right now. Like, I am not even trying to be greedy. Just could we get one starting guard?
Right, because if you get the offensive line fixed, then you're going to attack it as the Bengals are going to have to score 40 points, and hopefully the defense just holds them, which is not a great plan, but that would be the plan.
You know, Tyler, this is great, and if we do get Brandon Scherf, it is pronounced Scherf.
Oh, it's Scherf, not Sheriff? Okay, Sheriff.
But I like the way you pronounce it. Keep doing it.
Sheriff. New sheriff in town.
Yes, and it works still if it's Sheriff, right? Because it's so close to Sheriff. It's fine on it, especially a pork chop shop t-shirt. Shout out one of the sponsors like Midwest Best Barbecue. We'll be having a live show at Midwest Best Barbecue. Greg's not here to do this, so guess I had to get my plugs in. This Saturday, 3:30, live show, Midwest Best Barbecue, free to get in. Come buy some food, have a good time. Live show, whatever. And also Chop Shop. But yeah, if we got Brandon Scherf, Chop can make a shirt that says there's a new Scherf in town.
Yeah. I like it.
Chef's kiss. Love it.
It's awesome. I think we should do it. Why don't we just get that done?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's sign him. I'm with you, Jeff, because I was with you on the vision for Tevin Jenkins at left guard and Zeitler at right guard. Because that was a mistake, man. Right your wrongs, right? You could have rewrote 2 of your wrongs.
Exactly, because we should have drafted Tevin Jenkins, and we should have never left Zeitler leave. There you go. And now we're like, you know what? We screwed up. Just go sign for less than $10 million with whoever the hell he signed with. I don't even remember.
YT, you're not wrong. It is insane. They just point free agency.
It is crazy.
Lowest expectations possible. I wasn't asking for no top market guys. Like, I looked back at my post and it was like Dalton Risner and Kevin Zeitler, 1-year deals even. And it was like Dre Greenlaw was my big shot at linebacker, thinking that they were going to move on from Pratt. You want to get a veteran starting linebacker in here, and it was like a third safety and nothing crazy,
Hey, Ryan wants to know if your live show will be streamed.
That's the plan.
That's the plan.
As me and Jeff talked about on his show Tuesday, we'll see how it fucking goes because we've never done a live show. So I hope you can hear us. If you're not there, we are going to try to stream it.
Trust me,
I've bad weather. I don't know how. I mean, you've streamed from there. I think the Wi-Fi is pretty good at Midwest.
Yeah, Wi-Fi is fine. I've got the stuff to do it, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Yes. And at this event, so thank you, Travis, and thank you once again for donating 2 tickets to the Project Game Day event where Jordan Battle will be there and could be some other announcements as well. Plus, Gold Star, that's part of you getting in. There'll be some Gold Star conies. There'll also be some Midwest Best wings and macaroni and cheese, which is delicious. Chop loves it. And you can throw them bowling balls at the pins with the football. Throw the bowling. I said throw the bowling balls. You throw the bowling balls. You can't do that. It's footballs. You throw footballs at bowling pins. Don't want anybody showing up with their own bowling ball.
People that have their arms
firing that shit, man.
Throw the bowling balls.
But,
No, I would pay pretty good money to watch Greg throw a bowling ball.
Oh God! I had fun last year trying to watch him hit a golf ball at the golf alley.
But yeah, man, it should be a fun time, right? But that's all included with your $30 ticket per person, plus the players that are there. It's at their discretion about signing and doing autographs and stuff. So I'm not going to promise that because you know what I mean? They might just want to hang out, whatever. But typically, because I'm not promising anything, but typically,
don't act like crazy fans around them. Act normal.
Guys are pretty chill. Like, hey, can I get a like?
Yeah. Don't bring 27 things for them to sign and be happy if you get one thing signed. Just relax.
For sure. But it should be a good time. But that we'll do a giveaway this Saturday at our live show for the Project Game Day event, which is on April 25th.
Can I win it?
I mean, you could. You'd have 2 extra tickets.
Ooh, I do.
If you win. Greg's going to have some trivia questions. Also, Darth Bengal's going to have some Bengal
wait, I would tickets to the event I'm already paid for?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I'm not
Yeah. That's the giveaway, Jeff. Yeah, I agree, man. Zeitler for $9 million, like shit.
That's nothing.
The other one that hurt me was Levi and Wuzurike. Went back to the Lions for $5.5 million. I was like,
nothing.
What are we doing, bro?
What?
He's younger, BJ Hill.
Yeah. What? Why not sign them?
You paid BJ twice as much money to be 3 years older.
Yeah.
And I love BJ. I'm not.
Yes. I'm happy they signed BJ.
You could have had them both. You could have had them
both. Yes. It's like when we let DJ Reed and DJ leave last year and we signed Rankins. I'm like, I wanted both of them.
Because honestly, what's better than one BJ? Having 2 BJs.
Centauri looks confused on that one.
Come on now. It was right there. I had to.
Boom.
Thank you, Jeff. Yeah, I saw that too. Minnesota planning to release former first-round pick Garrett Bradbury because they brought in Ryan Kelly, the Ohio kid, whatever. It's played for the Colts for a long time, to be their new center. I think didn't he suck? I mean, I don't know. PFF grade wise,
we're gonna find out.
I think he sucked, but at this point, yeah, we're willing to just throw darts at the wall.
Yeah, throw darts at the ball right now. But I mean, he's getting released for a reason. So,
survey says,
I love Natty Ron. Natty's
it was really bad.
I woke up this morning, saw the Bengals had
what?
Exactly.
Did you look up PFF? What was?
Well, the run blocking grade's a 71.
That's good. We're not necessarily that team. So what's his pass blocking?
How old are you?
Who? Me?
Yeah, Jeff. How old are you?
I'm 49 right now.
Oh, that was his pass blocking grade.
Woo! There you go.
That's not
You
ideal.
could basically just put Jeff out there, and then we'd get the same thing.
No, he'd probably get worse.
I agree, Tony. BJs are the best. And if you had 2 BJs, it'd be great. I don't hate BJ Hill. Stop it.
You homer? You Ohio State homer?
You know, T. Brookie, you're right. That does happen. So that's a fair point, and I'll mention it. So T. Brookie's comment was injury scared everyone off.
Yeah,
31 teams didn't take the Lion. Yeah, didn't take on Wuzurike. And you know who can take him and pay him $5.5 million without having to bring him in for a physical? The team that already has him. So that's a fair point, and that does happen. Bro, we're all waiting on a signing. I agree with it. It's just like, we wake up. Yes, you're not going anywhere. You're still Bengals fans because we're still going to be – the season comes around. We're still going to be yelling Who Dey. I'm still yelling Who Dey. I'm still wearing my Bengals gear every day. That's just who I am. But I can still be – like, it's like that meme or whatever, right? Like, I'm mad, but I still love it. Like the rain or whatever.
The umbrella. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if it's Who Dey under there, like the Tiger, yeah. If it's Katie Blackburn, no, she's sitting in the rain.
Drew Sample probably could convert to guard and be elite at it. I mean, why not?
I mean, he put TJ Watt on an island, so
maybe tackle. If you need him in a pinch, there's your pack-up tackle, your third tackle. Oh, Santori, what do you want to talk about now?
I'm hungry.
Okay, what's besides food? Sports, football. We got all this breaking news. Okay, so I was not happy initially with TJ Slayton. And I'm still a little on the fence because if you look per PFF, because I'm not an expert, I don't watch fucking Packers games. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, whatever. I don't watch this guy's every fucking snap. I haven't went and done that. So I can be wrong. It's possible. Doesn't happen very often, but I can be. So TJ Slayton, I was like, oh, looking at the PFF, I'm like, ooh, he's not good. He's supposed to be run. He's supposed to be a run defender. He didn't even seem like he was good at that. But then ESPN, who I didn't even know had a win rate for run defense, he was the best in the league.
So ESPN,
what do you think?
PFF has another one that's called a run stop percentage, and I believe he was top 15 in the NFL in that as well. BJ Hill was number 11. So if you want to look at PFF's run stop percentage, you have 2 of the top 15 in the NFL now.
Hey, let's go.
you
See,
look
that's
at-
positivity.
Positivity. I like it.
If you're watching the PFF grades, you have like the worst player in football. So
I don't like PFF. Screw them.
it's one of those things where you're gonna have to go watch film, and if you don't know how to watch film, don't do it.
Subtle flex right there.
The
My
couple
story.
clips that I've seen, he's a space eater. He's not going to show up on the stat sheet. He's not going to rush the passer. He's a 2-down player. He's 6'5". He's 330. I put out there that they're still trying to replace Reader, and then someone said they're not trying to replace Reader. They're trying to replace Rankins, and I said who they were using to
Replace Reader. Yeah.
So they're just looking for a space eater, man. They're looking for a plug. They're looking for somebody that can try and control a little bit of a gap. The biggest problem with the run game is that they haven't been able to get hands on guards, right? The biggest issue is when you have linemen, guard, center, tackle, whoever, getting up to the second level, because it makes it really, really fucking difficult on your linebackers to play football. They can't hunt. They got to cheat. If they're cheating up, they're going to be bad in coverage. If they're bad in coverage and they're cheating back, they're going to get destroyed in the run game. If you look at the alignment for the linebackers over the last 2 years, they're all over the place because Logan Wilson and Jermaine Pratt have been trying to cheat for their assignment, and that just puts them way out of position. If you can have a guy that can at least slow a guard down, or you can actively run a 3-man or a 4-man front and actually contain the gaps in the A gap and B gap, it's going to make your linebackers a lot better. He's not somebody that's going to be blowing up the backfield. He's not somebody that's going to be penetrating 2 yards deep. He's not somebody that's going to be getting tackles for a loss. I'm sorry. He's going to be a guy that you never really see, and he's just going to be one of those in the way kind of players.
But
And as long as he's not getting 2 and 3 yards downfield, he's doing his job.
He's going to keep the quarterbacks from stepping up is my big thing. That's what was struggling with last year. DJ would keep the quarterbacks from stepping. Remember the Chargers game where Sherbert just kept running straight up the middle for the whole first half? Because BJ Hill will go this way.
He's on passing down, sure.
Yeah, he's going to be in on rundowns probably the most, and you're just asking him to be double teamed, right? Because BJ was facing a lot of double teams.
That's what he needs to do, right?
The biggest cause for concern with this defense last year is the yardage that they gave up on first and particularly second down. They were really, really bad at second down for whatever reason. They forced, I believe, the most 3rd and 4th downs, like in the division. Like they were constantly in 3rd down. But the issue is they were constantly in like 3rd and 1.
Yeah.
They
weren't in 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and manageables. They were in 3rd and fuck. Like here comes a quarterback sneak, right? If you have a 2-down player that allows you to cut those first down or second down runs down by even a half a yard a pop, half a yard here, half a yard there, maybe a whole yard every once in a blue moon, those 3rd and 1s turn to 3rd and 3s. Now you're not as likely to run. Now you're a tip pass or, a drop pass or, God forbid, a holding penalty. Those happen away. If you're constantly putting teams in 3rd and medium, you will get off the field, right? And when you talk about how close the season was last year, they were almost all 1-score games, right? Almost all of them. Well, if you force one more punt because that 3rd and 1's a 3rd and 2 and they got 1 yard instead of 2, or there's a tip pass that they can't go for it on 4th down the next time around because, oh, shit, it's 4th and 6 and not 4th and 2, right? That one play a game on 1st down can translate into a punt on 4th down. That's an entire possession that comes off the board. That's a 6-point swing, maybe a 3-point swing every time. If you did a 3-point swing every time, you probably are in the playoffs. Just one game, you're probably in the playoffs.
Yeah, so many games that come down to one stop, and you're at one stop. So if he helps get us one stop, he's valuable. Now you got to make sure you've got the other pieces. Now Mike Hilton is still on the free agency list, and I know a lot of people don't like him, so I'll get both your thoughts on him. Would you bring him back? Because, originally some of the projections was like, oh, he might get $11 million, $12 million per year. I don't see that happen, especially at this point. He can't have a big market.
I'll let Jeff go first.
Yeah, if you can get him for 6, yeah. You get less than that, absolutely. I'd bring him back, but he would not be my starting slot. He wouldn't be. It would be Dax Hill, which I like Dax at outside, or I keep saying putting Fig Newton in there, or DJ Turner, somebody like that at slot. But yeah, if you can bring it back at a team friendly deal, yeah, I bring him back. I love Mike Hilton.
And what should his best role be, Santori, if you
Blitz.
bring him back, or if you don't even want to bring him back? Like, how would you use him best? And if we don't know if Al Golden wants him, right? Like, maybe he just says, no, he's not a fit for what I do.
I would assume Al Golden would like him. Al Golden blitzes a shit ton. That's kind of his MO. He's incredibly aggressive, and it's not necessarily with stunts. It's with linebackers and corners, right? With Hilton, it comes down to price and package. I'm not paying 11. I'm not paying 12. Quite frankly, I'm probably not paying 7 or 8. If I could get him for 5 or 6, maybe 7, I'll consider it. And the reason being, and it's not that I don't think he's worth that money. He's worth how I'm going to use him. And in my opinion, he's going to be a blitz package guy. He's going to be a run support guy. He's going to be a guy that comes in more where there's mobile quarterbacks, a Josh Allen, a Lamar Jackson, whatever. Spies, blitzes, run support, flats. Mike Hilton has really, really good football instincts. The times that he struggles are when he gets caught in man coverage downfield. This team is built for man defense, especially if you're going to be blitzing. I don't want to get caught with Mike Hilton having to cover somebody, a Flowers, on a deep cross downfield against Lamar Jackson. That's just going to be a problem. I need someone that's going to be able, to run with the horses, so to say. He's not that kind of guy. He has a role on every NFL team, but he's a price and package guy. And when you start limiting the snaps and how I'm going to use him, his price starts to drop. Do I want him back? Yeah, I think he's great for the culture, great for the locker room. He's a competitor. He's a grinder. Love those guys. You need as many of those guys as you can get. But he's not a starter, and he's in a limited role. So some team will probably offer him decent money to be their starting nickel if they're desperate. He's not doing that here. So it just depends.
I don't disagree with any of that. And that was the thing I was going to say is he's a hell of a blitzer. He times it up perfectly, and he is a dog when it comes to he can get boys down to the ground.
You said the word. You said the word.
That was perfect. But yeah, that for you bring him back, you put him in a package. You're not, like I said, you're not starting them. But yeah, I mean, I said 6, hell, 5, whatever. Get him cheaper. Yeah, I'd bring him back for sure. So we'll see. I don't know.
It definitely takes 2 to tango. So something, Jeff, we talked about on your show, and I know you've talked about it with other guests. What are your thoughts on slot corner? If Mike's not back, because to me, I think it's Dax Hill. That's just what I thought his role would be, but he looked good at outside corner. And Josh Newton, and the health of DJ Turner might play into this. So we'll start with you, Santori, and Ice. You can give your thoughts too on this. What are your thoughts on slot corner for next year as of right now?
Are all 4 of my corners healthy and available, or am I going off of today?
Do both, right? Let's say Turner is healthy because he's the big one.
Okay.
I think.
Regardless, it's Dax, in my opinion. I love Turner, and I think that he's better suited for outside corner, not because of his size, because believe me, if I'm going off size, I'm going to flip him. I like Turner's long speed better. I do think Dax has better ball skills than Turner. So, a lot of what I'm saying would tell you Dax for outside corner. When you go back to Michigan and you go back to the things that Dax has done well and where he has succeeded most in his career, is when he's playing closer to the ball. I love Dax, right? He's a Swiss Army knife. I wasn't super sold on him when they drafted him. I think he can do more in terms of being a versatile athlete than DJ Turner can. And that's what I want out of my slot corner. I want someone that's going to be able to hang in the box, jump routes, do the things that linebackers can do occasionally, maybe do a spy, those things that we talk about with Mike Hilton. I think he fits more in terms of an athletic profile to what Mike Hilton does as opposed to DJ Turner. DJ Turner, I think, has the long speed to cover anybody on those deep crossers. I worry about his ball skills. I would prefer to have 2 Dax Hills and have 1 at each. But I think Dax is probably more suited for slot than DJ Turner is because of his versatility. Now, if we're going to go the inverse of that, and I'm not going to use my slot corner for those things, and it's strictly going to be for coverage, then give me DJ Turner. A lot of it's going to have to do with, the packages and how the defense is set up and what their roles and how those guys are anticipated to play. If it's going to be true zone and cover 3, put Dax outside, let DJ Turner hang around. If it's going to be man and I need someone to cross the middle of the field and do all kinds of goofy shit with tight ends and running backs and screenplays and just have complete versatility, I'm going to want Dax. Maybe they're going to be interchangeable. Maybe it's going to be play design and scheme and coverage and all these different.
Does Fig come in at all to the conversation?
I like him as a package player. I think he really carved out a role toward the end of last season. I like him as depth. I correct me if I'm wrong, because the last 5 games were kind of a blur. He was doing well against tight ends, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Then, yeah, he needs to be in there. There's going to be a lot of dime sets. It's not just going to be straight nickel anymore. Having 2 linebackers on the field, is going to be a first and second down thing. Once you get to third down, especially if it's third and long, you're going to have 6 DBs out there. You just are. Typically 2 safeties, maybe 3 safeties, 4 corners, however you want to slice and dice it. Once you have 6 DBs, we're bringing Newton on the field.
Jeff, what are your thoughts on the slot? I know you've talked about it some, but
yeah, I mean, my first thing is I really liked how Dax looked on the outside, but I can't disagree with anything Santori said, because Dax on the inside, it's more of a natural position for him. And like we talk about how Mike Hilton and Al Golden likes to blitz, Dax can blitz. Dax is a really good blitzer. Now, Turner can go on the inside, but he might be, like you say, might fit better on the outside. I really like Newton. I like what I saw about him last year. I want him, if he can continue to build upon what he did last year, I would like him on the field somewhere. So I don't have the coaching background that Santori does. So from what I saw, I like Dax at outside, but I think he might be more toward inside. But right now, I'm starting him at outside, and we'll try to figure it out of who's on the inside. But I really liked Fig on the inside.
I want to make this super clear.
Yeah.
If I had my druthers and could just pick, what's going to end up happening is I would want Dax on the outside in a perfect world. I want 2 of them. I want him inside and outside.
Because Fig, like you said, he covered the tight ends pretty well. So that's where
the decision is going to come down to who is the best nickel corner. Because Dax and Turner can both play outside, but they both don't play the slot exceptionally well. So where's the limitation? Where do I raise my floor? Because Dax can play 5 spots out there, quite frankly. I know he wasn't the best at safety, but in a pinch, I know he can do it. Yeah. So where's my floor? Where's the weak link? If that's slot, well, I know Turner can play outside. I know he can play a little bit of slot. We've seen it on crossers. He did hang with Flowers well to a decent degree. But I know that Dax is probably the better outside corner. It's just going to depend where the limitation is. How do I maximize the talent that I have, and how do I raise the floor?
So can I ask you a question, Santori? Are you, because I've been one that I'm not, even before all this crap happened with not signing anybody, all this stuff, going into this offseason, Greg brought up a ton that we need a cornerback. And I'm like, I'm not sold that we have to get one. Of course, I will never say don't get a cornerback, but there are bigger needs on here. I'm okay with the corner room. How, like in general, how do you feel about the cornerback room in general? If they're all, I'll put it this way, if they're all healthy.
If they're all healthy, I still struggle with it. I love Cam. Cam had his dip last year, we'll call it that, because he ended up finishing the season with the best grade of his career. Right. I trust that Cam is going to be my guy. I can't trust Dax to be healthy. I can't trust Turner to be healthy. And if Dax and Turner are missing time, are you trusting Newton to be your number 2 or full-time slot? Or are you going to trust DJ Ivy, who's more of a special teams guy? Marco, I don't know. He came in and played a little bit last year. He did okay for what he was in. There were times where he looked awful. There were times he looked really competent.
I think he's your corner 5 or 6.
I would say it's a deep room in terms of backups, but I think you've got 3 starters that I can't necessarily count on. And that bothers me.
Like Overzealous said, he thinks we have 2 number 2s. Maybe we have 3 number 2s.
Right.
Well,
For outside corner wise.
So hold on. My point to this was I was thinking they were going to add to the defensive line and get more pressure on the quarterback consistently. If you do that, which they haven't done that, but if you do that, that makes your secondary better. That's where I thought the focus would be on the defensive line and not so much on the secondary. What the hell do I know? They haven't done that, but that's where I thought that would help.
I would like to think that
I don't like to at all.
I would hope to God that the people in the front office are smarter than me, and I would like to think that they have some semblance.
Dude, they better be smart and become a dumbass. Jeez, oh, good God.
I don't necessarily see their vision right now. One of the things that I was taught when I was coaching defense and helping design scheme and everything was your corners are only as good as your pressure. You can have the best corners in the world, but if they're asked to cover for 3, 4, God forbid, 5 seconds, you're screwed.
Right.
It's fine then, Santori, because we've upgraded our. Oh wait,
no, wrong.
And Dale, I said at the beginning of the show, I've said it to you twice this week, and I put a fucking flow chart of it out there 2 years ago. Step 1, get the quarterback. Step 2, protect the quarterback. Step 3, disrupt the quarterback. Everything else comes after that.
Pretty much.
They haven't secured step 2 or step 3 yet. They've got decent everywhere else. I like the corner room. I like the safety room to a degree. They would all look amazing if I had better pass rush.
That was my point. I'm like, I wasn't sold on either one, but the gaping problem, other than the offensive line and guard, is the pass rush. So I'm like, if they go all in, which I thought they were going to, on the pass rush, that's going to help that.
The perfect example of somebody who is experiencing the trickle-down effect from this is Geno Stone, right? So if you look at Geno Stone's numbers through the course of his career, he has always had a problem tackling. He has always had a problem with people getting separation on him, okay? What you saw last year in a vacuum is who Geno Stone has been for his career, Cincinnati, Baltimore, wherever. However, when you look at the times that he had those interceptions in Baltimore, a lot of them are rushed throws. A lot of them are tipped passes. I call them Ed Reed plays where the ball gets tipped and it bounces right in Ed Reed's lap, right? He was a benefit of a lot of that. He was a benefit of the chaos that the box creates. A lot of times your corners, like I say, your DBs are only as good as your pressure.
That part. We know. We all know, and we will never sit here and defend this front office because
not anymore. I can't.
not when you have a Joe Burrow, man. This is 3 straight years you missed the playoffs. 2 of them. You stopped being aggressive in free agency. You said you were going to be aggressive. Sorry, Santori. I know you're in the middle of talking.
You're good.
I just get so fucking fired up about this goddamn fucking front office. Like, why or what are you doing, man? Here's the golden goose, and you're just like shooting the fuck out of it, man. Why are you killing it? It's a fucking golden goose. It's going to fucking lay you golden eggs and win you fucking Super Bowls. What are we doing?
There is no reason that the Bengals should not do what the Chiefs have done. The Chiefs have went to 7 or 6, I don't know what it is, AFC Championship games in a row. We should have went to 4. At least. We should have been there the last 2 years. There's no freaking reason. It's annoying. Like I've said this. This is what drives me nuts. We have 2 of the best players we have ever had on our franchise in the entire existence from 1968 to now. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. They are the best.
Hall of Fame trajectory careers, and we have currently 2 guys in the Hall of Fame for the entire franchise.
And you're screwing it up. They have given you this gift. Here, you've effed up for how long? Here, here's the #1 pick. Here's Joe Burrow. Here's one of the best quarterbacks you've ever seen.
Also, your free agent move that was fantastic. Trey Henderson has led the league in sacks.
Yeah, you got lucky you got that right.
Shut down. Clear lap in the 2nd round.
Like, what are we doing?
Can we go back and say something really quickly?
Yes, please. We got to calm down again.
This is it's going to make it worse. I'm sorry.
Oh God. I got to drink.
The only reason that you have Joe, Jamar, and T is because you did this kind of bullshit in the first place. It's the way the league's set up.
Yeah.
When you fuck up, they reward you. So, if the Bengals had a competent front office and supplemented Marvin the way he was supposed to be and supplemented Andy the way he was supposed to be, they wouldn't have sucked and landed Joe. Right? They just wouldn't have.
Or if they had a competent offensive line, Joe wouldn't have got hurt and we would have got Jamar.
Correct. So
you let Zeitler walk. You let Whitworth
a lot
walk,
of people say, oh my God, they got Joe Jamar. Like things are going great. And I'm like, well, you got Joe and Jamar because of the bullshit you're doing right now. Like, let's not act like they did something.
Right. And I wasn't trying to say that. I was just saying you have it. You have it.
Don't screw it up. Like,
right.
And the thing is, like, to me, the last 2 years should open up your damn eyes. Like, look, what you've done has, and what pisses me off, what Duke Tobin said at the combine got me fired up. I'm like, all right, we're gonna hit the ground running. We're gonna come out. We're gonna have a free agent the first day, a big one. We're gonna get some guards. Let's go. That's what it sounded like. They haven't gotten.
We were excited. We were excited.
So here's the other question coming off of that though. Did they lie to Duke? Did they tell Duke to do that? Or
I guarantee. And Track said he thought on your show yesterday. He thought that they told him excite the fan base. Hype them up. We're going to do this.
They might have told Duke we're going to do this too.
But then when the rubber meets the road, or whatever that fucking saying is,
they're like,
they couldn't do their fucking
they're like,
part.
oh shit, you want how much money? Oh God, we can't do that.
Here's the deal: if you're Duke Tobin, right? Oops, sorry. If you're Duke Tobin,
I thought that was a vibrate, like a fucking. I thought your butt plug was fucking going on.
I thought he's over there farting with a sound.
If you're Duke Tobin,
that probably is
and you were told by the front office that they were gonna go get these guys, right? Because he sounded pretty damn confident, and that's
I have not seen him like he was smiling. Duke don't smile. Duke don't really smile.
Stuff that I've never heard.
So if you're Duke, obviously you feel like you look like a fucking ass at this point.
Yeah, he does.
If I'm Duke in this scenario,
I'm pissed.
I would be quitting. Personally, I as much as it is hard for me to say I would leave an NFL job as a general manager as Duke supposedly is, dude, like
this will be it, right? And that's why I like
Duke over in front of the national media,
right? They hung him out to dry. Like, here, go say all this stuff.
They either hung him out to dry and had him say it, or he put his fucking nuts out and said, if it don't happen, I want everybody to know I wanted this stuff to happen. And I knew what we should have done, and they didn't do it. I'm out.
Either way, if I'm Duke after that, I'm gone. Yeah. Because they haven't supported it.
No, they haven't. And that's the thing. That's what people irritate me. They're like, oh, fire Duke, fire Duke. Like, you do know Katie and Troy and Mike are the ones that
mouthpiece, man.
And Katie and Troy are doing the contract.
Yeah,
so
they're doing the contract, not Duke.
And they could have told Duke, excite the fan base. We feel like we're on the point of losing them. And we do plan to make these moves. Duke goes out there. He says what they wanted him to say. This is just my speculation on the situation.
And Zachy came out and said, hey, we have champagne problems, which we do. We got stuff to fix. It shouldn't.
The champagne problem is we're going to have to drink too much fucking champagne and other fucking alcohol.
I disagree with that. We don't have,
from the bull.
we don't have champagne problems. We have. We don't. I disagree with that. So
champagne problems mean you actually won something.
Like, well, let me finish this.
Sorry.
With all the money they had enough money to fix this. That's the point.
Now they had enough because they didn't fix it right.
Huh?
Now they're out of money because they didn't fix it right.
Well, they still got money. They haven't spent anything.
They have, though, because they front-loaded a lot of things.
Eaten up quick, Jeffrey.
Is it? Oh,
it's a weird way they do it, but it's not.
Don't tell me that. That gets me more depressed.
I know. Well, trust me, he was saying this yesterday, and he had me on the ledge. Some of the things weren't as bad, Santori. There is a little more money than you were calculating, I think, because BJ's cap hit was like 8.
I don't do numbers, okay?
So there might be a couple, and we don't know a size final number yet for the cap hit. I still think that $7 million is just.
It's probably going to be about 5.
Right.
There's probably $2 million of incentive.
And then BJ's 8 is 13 instead of what we were thinking could be in the 20s.
Right. So, I was thinking it was going to be about 16, but it ended up being about 8.
It's going to be very interesting. Not to plug my show, but I do have a show. It'll be very interesting with us three are on with Jesse James. So you two could talk money.
Well, he's going to run circles around me because I'm just a fat guy in Loveland And
Hey, they're all going to run circles around me because I don't know shit about numbers.
And he helps with it. And I think it'll be entertaining. Like, Jeff, me and you I just be in the background where the Peters, to be
What
honest.
did you say to drink?
I'll just be like, Santori, you ask questions
Yeah.
to Jesse. Jesse, you answer them.
I have
Jeff, cheers, brother. The whole show, just cheers, brother.
I have so many contract questions, actually, because there's a couple nuanced things that I don't quite get.
I think that'll be entertaining.
I think it'll be good. Ask them because
I won't remember any of it, probably like 5 minutes after. But fine.
Well, like one thing I always see is, Osai's got a 1 year, $7 million deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, how does $7 million of that not count against the cap? If they're like, oh well, it's incentive. Okay, so are my incentives allowed to go over the cap?
I don't know that either. Same thing I said with like Cam Sample. Like Cam Sample, I was like, oh shit, Pork Chop brought himself in.
What up?
Hey, dab on those hoes or whatever.
Pork Chop, you're in time for us to leave.
I'm what?
Yeah, we were getting ready to leave.
Yeah.
Hey, bye. Bye, everybody.
We are going on Jeff's show at 5:30.
Oh, you are? Yeah, sorry. I missed. I got the part of the show while I was pooping.
Well, we put this plan together this morning. I said, Santori, you want to do a show? I need a fucking bitch. Well, he sent me a picture of him buying alcohol, which I don't even see you drinking, you fucking liar.
Right.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, you got it, but you're not drinking it. And he was like, oh, I'm going to be drinking today. So I was like, you know what? Let's do it. I said, you're off today? Fuck it. Let's do a show. I said, and he's like, hell yeah. And then I'm like, I'll get some fucking rum after work,
Boom.
Here we are. And, well, Santori's not even drinking.
Dude,
now I'm going to have a fucking hangover in the morning.
You better get more rum.
I'll go grab my beer for the next show.
That makes sense. All right. Well, we'll see you over on that. Me and Chop will talk for a minute. Iceman's probably doing some stuff with his show.
I know.
We'll talk for a minute. I'll pop out, check on the dog and all that. But we'll end this one. Love you, brother.
I know.
Well, we're not ending this one. Me and Chop will end this one.
I know you're just kicking me out. I get it.
Yeah, we're kicking you out.
Yeah.
So you can
I'm
poop
here
if
now.
you need to. I was
I'm
gonna
here
let
now.
him poop
Get
or
out.
something. I was just gonna let him poop. I'll put Iceman in the background too, so I can get a bigger view of Chop's face here.
Oh,
Damn, look at that guy, man.
I know.
Like,
I must have went
sometimes
to
I'm
bed
mad,
right
and
right
then I
after you
see
decided
Pork
to
Chop.
set up a bitch session. And then
Yeah.
I got up, and I want a bitch, man. Come the fuck on, man. Come the fuck on. Come the fuck on. Come the fuck on. Come the fuck on. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ here. I mean, can they pull it out? Yeah, they can. Tevin Jenkins didn't sign somewhere else yet, did he?
Not that I've seen.
I mean, what the fuck, man? Calais Campbell sign anywhere else? I mean, they could still pull out a free
Not that I've
agency,
seen.
but come the fuck on, man. This is just, I mean, how do you tell the fans, fuck you, without telling the fans, fuck you? That's how I feel right now. Please pull it out. Show me the master plan at the end when you sign us some good players and we feel confident going into the draft. But right now, it's sad.
Hey, what happened to Santori?
I told
I'm
him
fucking right here.
he's going to get a
Jeff.
drink for your show because I remembered why I set up a show in the first place. He sent me a picture this morning of him buying alcohol, and I was like, oh, you're off. We should have a bitch session. And then I invited you to the bitch session, but Chop was asleep. That's how the whole conversation started.
Oh, okay.
But now Chop's doing his bitch session. We went the first 15 minutes of the show, just Jeff and I. Santori had times confused, and we bitched. So continue. But yes, Ken, you're right. Nothing has changed.
I just don't even know what else to say, man. Like, this is my team. I'm going to root for them forever. I'm never going to be a fan of another team unless I move. If Joe leaves and I move and it's New Orleans, I figure that'd give me both my teams, right? So maybe I'll just move, and then that way it'll still be my team. But as long, I'm Cincinnatian, man.
Yeah.
So I'm going to root for the team. But God damn it, man, this is an abusive relationship. I feel like some woman that just keeps going home to her husband that beats the fuck out of her every time she comes in the door. And then you keep coming back thinking things are going to change. But, and like I said, man, I'm not totally saying they can't pull it out. There are players out there, and they're talking to one still. Are they still in talks with Jenkins?
I mean, people said there was interest, right? Interest could mean anything. They called and said, we'll offer you a $5 gift card to Skyline Chili. I don't know.
Hey, when I said that I would give, I throw in a buy one, get one free La Rosa's coupon, guess what? La Rosa's like, they like that too.
Yeah, because I was saying, listen, can we bribe this guy? I was like, I'll buy his meal if he wants to come in and sign. We'll see him at Midwest at our live show on Saturday at 3:30. He can be our guest, and
Yes.
I'll buy him a meal. He can just sit there and eat chicken wings. He don't have to say a damn word. If he'll sign with Cincinnati, I'll just buy him a meal. And then I may have to, he don't even have to come up where we're at and talk. I'll
Right.
just pan it though and be like, it's Tevin Jenkins. I bought him a meal.
Exactly. I'm just like, man, I don't want to. I understand the way they're making me feel, but I still feel like I don't want to dog them out, man. Like, pull this shit out in the last minute for me, man. You know,
Please, I'm here for it. Let's do it.
If you do that, Jeff will come and give me a hand job.
I don't know about that.
Jeff, come on, we want to win, man.
Agreed. Do you want to win, Jeff?
He's not committed.
Then you do it.
I'll fucking give you guys a hand job if we could do it.
Deal.
Boom. Super
All
Bowl,
right.
Jeff.
At the same time though, like, do me and Jeff have to pour our wieners
the thing
out?
is, you got to wear my Chad Johnson Ocho Cinco mohawk while you're doing it.
But there's only one. How can we both wear it?
Oh, I got the Lucha Libre mask for you, Dale.
I have one. Remember, I have one.
Ooh,
too.
wear yours.
Yeah, and then Jeff can wear the other one. You could.
No, wear your Bengal mask. That's even better, Dale.
T-Bowles is correct. It's not gay if it's in a three-way.
That's true.
I don't make
Oh, but anyway, man, I don't even know what to
Hell,
say.
they-
You wake up. I was scrolling through some stuff and I saw Tevin Jenkins signs with Cincinnati, and I was like, hell yeah, we did it while I was sleeping. And I was like, fake news. I was
Fake
like,
Adam
I was gonna say, where'd you
no.
see that at? You got me excited for about 2
No,
seconds.
there was a fake Adam Schefter today for a little bit, Jeff. Thank
Oh.
God you missed it both of you while you were asleep. I was lucky enough when I refreshed my Twitter, what I seen was John Sheeran said, fuck or I don't shit, bullshit or something, he was pissed.
Yeah.
So that was the first thing I seen. So then I was like, Tevin signed elsewhere. And then scroll down 2 posts and there's the thing and it's Tevin Jenkins and I'm like, signs with, here we go. And it says Bengals. I was like, oh, that's bullshit because he's pissed because it's bullshit. Yeah. I was like, yeah, put that together real quick.
Okay.
Hell yeah, Bo. Bo's drinking again, he said, Jeff.
I do. Bo has been on a heater for the last 2 shows.
This is my first time this week, so let's see what happens at 5:30.
Bo,
on Jeff's show.
I'm on 3 there. You're probably on 47.
I'm on a bunch of rum, so it counts as a lot more than the 3 beers.
Unfortunately, I'm stone cold sober, and it's going to remain that way until about 8 a.m. when I can get home and crack one open.
By the time you go home, I'll almost be home.
All right, Chop. I'm going to
You
give
know
you the
what?
floor for another couple minutes if you want to bitch anymore, because then we got to hop over on Jeff's show, and Agent Jesse James will be on there, Santori and myself.
The Outlaw,
Yeah,
Jesse
so
James.
Jeff stream. We're rallying this shit up for 3 hours of just basically bitching and then sometimes cry. I might
hoping
cry.
they find somebody. That's what we're hoping.
I mean,
I might
seriously,
cry.
just make a reel of me repeating, what the fuck, Bengals? What the fuck, Bengals? What the fuck, Bengals? I don't understand this shit, man. These motherfuckers are smart. They all went to college. You know what I'm saying? And they have to know that the fan base is upset. But come on, man. Show us you
The thing
care.
is,
Just
do
show us
they
you
care?
care. What?
Do they care? Do they care that we're upset? Because they're not showing what they care.
Well,
that
not
we
just
upset.
us. They clearly don't give a shit about our feelings, but Joe Burrow
Yes.
came out and
Well, I said that, on this show a couple times. I know Joe made these things you got to do this. And everybody's like, they're going to do it because of Joe. And I'm like, I don't know why people think that. Joe's a quarterback
I
coach. He's
did.
going to speak out
I
for his
thought that-
guys. But when it
Because
comes
Joe's gonna
down
fucking
to it,
leave if
it's
they don't.
dollars and cents. And then some people fell back on the fact that Joe got a degree in finance. It doesn't matter. Man, you can get a degree in finance, but that's not going over NFL contracts. That's very specific. I'm sure Joe didn't take a class in that. And that's not defending the Bengals at all because, boom, that's for the fucking Bengals right now. Get the free agency done. That's the way I feel. That's the way a lot of your fan base feels. Probably, at least what I see on Twitter, all you have to do is make a move. Make a move.
and that's all you had to do. You should have added some pass rush and you should have added some guards. What we said early in the show, there was clear needs and avenues to improve. Plus, you should already had the situations with Trey and T done and figured out. And Jamar you could have waited till closer to camp. We all figured that would be the case anyways, because he's waiting to get Micah Parsons signed to see if he gets even more money.
Yeah.
I heard that Joe can't even get life insurance until they sign another guard. Like, he's been hunting for life insurance, and they're like, you're at too high risk.
They won't allow it.
You're at high risk. They say, well, you still got Volson and Ford as your guards. High risk. Cannot be insured.
One thing you just said there, Jamar, I think is going to. I look. The Bengals might have. I'm not defending the Bengals. They might have put stuff out there, say, "Hey, we'll give you blah blah blah." It's more than Miles Murphy. He might be going. I'm just going to wait because it's going to keep going up.
Miles Garrett.
I don't know about that.
I know. You did that.
Miles Garrett.
Brown set the bar awfully high.
They set the bar like, but the Cowboy. I mean, it might. I mean,
Micah Parsons once paid.
Right. So I mean,
you think they're going to give Micah Parsons more money than Garrett? Jerry Jones is the.
No, I know
Jerry Jones is the only motherfucker in the NFL cheaper than Mike Brown.
But he kind of came out and said, like, he said something.
Players.
Like, he tweeted something that was kind of whatever, like Chase has been doing too, with like, it was like, I'm basically like, I'm next is how I took it. Like, I'm next to be the next one.
I mean, the Cowboys, this is what I used to say about the Bengals. I used to say the Bengals pay their players, but the Cowboys typically have paid their players. If they're still worth it, they pay them. So yeah, I mean, it might take a little while. Jerry's gonna, he's fight and cry, but yeah, I can see.
Let me tell you something, though, Jeff. The Bengals been paying their players for a long time, but what they don't do is they don't go active in free agency like these teams that win the goddamn Super Bowl. Eagles, active free agency last year. The Rams, the goddamn year they beat us, man, they were active free agency, and then all the way through the year they were picking up players.
Yeah, I will have to say this: if we're talking about Jerry, Jerry does pay his own players.
Yes,
he's been doing it better than us. Dak's got the paycheck. CD Lamb.
Yeah.
And Micah would be the next one.
That's what I was saying. He pays his players. He doesn't go out. Now, the Bengals used to pay our players because we paid Corey Dillon and wouldn't let him leave. We paid Carl Pickens and wouldn't let him leave. But I don't know what the hell is going on this time. It's like you have 3 of the best players in the damn NFL, 4 of them, I should say, and you're not willing to pay them. What are you waiting for?
I like this bitch session. We may make Greg's head explode, but Jeff, if you want to come back on again tomorrow at 3:30, you're more than welcome. Because Chop's just getting warmed up, and I feel like the 3 of us got to have a good therapy bitch session. Greg will just be sitting.
I mean, it could not be a bitch session, Mike Brown. I know the fuck you watch.
I hope they sign. Please sign somebody. I'm begging.
It's ridiculous.
Hey, I mean, it's just like boom, boom, 2 guards. Tevin Jenkins and Brandon Scherf.
There you go. Like, good. Let's go.
We'll shut the fuck up. I promise.
Well, a little bit, maybe.
I mean, we'll shut the fuck up for a day.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We'll come on and we'll celebrate. Like, woohoo! We get some
I'll fucking have Chomp make me a dildo with Mike Brown's face on it, and I'll just come on
here. Fuck right. Dude, I'm a crafty motherfucker, man. I'll bedazzle that bitch for you.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Jeff, you want one? Your goddamn birthday's coming up.
I'm good.
You want a fucking bedazzled dildo?
I'm very good. I don't need one. I'm fine.
Oh, yeah, Chop. We forgot to tell you, too, if we would sign Brandon Scherf,
the sheriff.
There's a new Scherf in town.
Dude, we need Scherf and Jenkins or Reisner. Make it a combination of those 3. Give me 2 of them and run with Calais Campbell, who is a badass. I don't give a fuck if that man is 138 years old. Put his old ass, rickety ass out there and let him fucking destroy the offenses that we face. He's the top guy left. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Jeff, you want to come back at 3:30 tomorrow?
I should be able to.
All right, fuck it. We'll do it. We better end this with
don't walk one side of the road or the other. Walk in the middle. It's just, you got to, or you can't walk in the middle. You get squished like a grape. Yes, Mr. Miyagi. Walk left side of the road, right side of the road.
Chop,
walk
you
in
can't
the middle, squish like grape.
That's racist to Asians, Chop.
It's a quote from a movie, Dale.
Yeah, but you did the voice.
It's Mr. Miyagi. What am I supposed to be like?
It's
hey, y'all,
impression.
I'm Mr.
Okay,
Miyagi.
It's an impression. I'll allow it.
Hey, Mr. Miyagi.
I'm really
Mr.
not
Miyagi.
racist. It's not
But
racist.
anyway, Jeff, make up your mind.
What,
yes or no?
About what?
The show tomorrow.
Yeah, I said yes.
He's committed. 100%.
He's in. All right.
I'm glad you guys want me back. That warms my heart.
Also, tomorrow's No Pants Friday.
You both said talk at the same time. I don't know what either one of you said.
I said it was a pretty good voice. And he said No Pants Friday.
No Pants Friday, remember.
I'm not wearing any pants now, so we're good.
Hell yeah, Well, I'm ready for what? Look, I'm not. I'm wearing. It's not. Oh, look, I do got Bengals and Brews gear on. It's underneath my scrubs.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah, I got Bengals.
Hell yeah.
I got LFG on, and I got Joe Burrow, and I got Jackpot on.
Yeah, hell yeah. Let's fucking go. It lit. Hey,
we gotta end this, Chop. You're trying to literally bleed into Jeff's show.
Oh yeah.
I was
All
gonna
right.
fucking take a piss.
I'm gonna get my socks on. Y'all have fun. I love y'all, and I'll be here tomorrow. And hope to God it's not a bitch.
I would say have fun at work, but we know it's not possible.
Jump over to Strawberry Ice, and we'll keep this going.
Except Chop, he's got to work.
Except Chop, he's got to work.
Love y'all.